Do you get this? Do you get the super patronising warning from the waiter about the hot plate? Do you get that when you go out for a meal? Yeah. It arrives and the waiter goes, "Be careful, the plates are very hot." You think, yeah, I'm a grown-up, I think I can operate a plate. Also, I can't help but notice, Mr. patronising waiter, you just put it down with your hand. But it's too hot for my little fingers. I'll tell you what, Mr. patronising waiter, shall we see if it's hot? Shall we? Ah! It's really hot. I don't want to be a dick, but you should have said. In show business, they say never work with children or animals, and nowhere is that truer than porno. No one likes looking at sick and degrading pornography. More than me. and one friend I have who has a diving school. Any gay priests in? No, for those of you that don't know, the collective noun for gay priests, priests. It's an easy one to remember, isn't it? No, because gay priests were in the news, because if you're a gay priest, you can now marry another gay priest, and they weren't allowed to for ages because it was going to be confusing during the ceremony, because would they say, do you take this man, or does he take you? Who's the mummy? Seems a bit awkward. I'd like to meet a gay priest, though, because normally priests do that sort of nomine patre, fillet-o-fish thing, whatever that is. I imagine a gay priest to be a little bit more... a little bit more razzmatazz. Jesus Christ, you look amazing. Yeah, I'm going to kneel down before you. The church wanted to move forward on female bishops, but bishops can only move diagonally. Gay priests can move wherever they want because they are queens. All together or not at all on the applause. Otherwise, we've got to throw you a fucking fish. Well, thanks very much. I'm actually a lapsed Catholic. Any Catholics in? Oh, quite a few over there, yeah. I'm a lapsed Catholic. I knew my days were over in the Catholic Church when I found myself at communion thinking, I like the wine, I'm loving the wafer. Any chance of a bit of cheese? Don't get me wrong, though, I still respect the Pope. I like to think of the Pope as king of the pedos. He's the best one. He's the ringleader. He's Gary Glitter's boss. Well, I thought we might have some questions from you, the audience, but I often get asked the same things by audiences around the country, so I've prepared some frequently asked questions to go through first. I get asked after every gig by men of a certain age. They'll go to me, you've been on Top Gear, who's the Stig? Do you want to know? Yeah. It's the girl from the Zavirex ads. I often get asked favourite colour. It's such a weird question because colour is all about context. For example, bright red. Bright red is a great colour for a sports car. It's a terrible colour for an anus. We all like green grass and trees and leaves, but discharge? Everyone likes blue skies, but pensioners? Don't give me the ooh, I've already toned that down. That was originally dead babies. Someone asked me recently, any grooming tips? I said, yeah, don't do it, it's illegal. Sorry, I can't help but notice, you look quite young now. How old are you, sir? Do you mind me asking? You're what, sorry? 13. You're 13? And you're did you understand that grooming joke? It's just, I could explain it to you backstage afterwards. Most natural thing in the world. Who are you here with? Your dad? You're fine with this filth, aren't you, sir? Are you fine with this level of filth? Good, you couldn't give a fuck. Brilliant. Well, the good news is you've got a cool dad. The bad news is you're going to have to go into care. Because he's not very responsible. I get asked, what did you study? I did philosophy and English. Well, I say I did philosophy and English. What I mean is I thought about reading a book. What did you do before you did this? I was backstage masturbating and crying. What would you be if you weren't a famous comedian? I'd be a comedian you hadn't heard of. Who's your favourite comedian of all time, ever? Well, I would have to say, me. I know it sounds a little bit arrogant, but think about it, it is exactly my sense of humour. People come up to me all the time and say, I love your sarcasm. I say, do you really? I often get asked this, fair enough, he's a funny boy and he's doing very well for himself. People often ask me, are you related to Alan Carr? Yes, he's my sister. That's right. There's me, Alan and Maxine. Us two were livid when we found out Alan was gay. I often get asked this, what celebrity would you most like to sleep with? Angelina Jolie. I'd love to have a go on that. She's an attractive woman, isn't she? I had a dream about her a couple of weeks ago. I'm not saying it was sexy. I had to get the sheets off with a toffee hammer. That's a weird joke, isn't it? Because at once your mind has to go, and, oh, toffee hammers. I realise I haven't got much of a chance with Angelina Jolie. She's with Brad Pitt. I've got a face like a potato. My only chance with her is if I black up and check myself into a Mozambique orphanage. But that could backfire. You could end up fucking Madonna. People often ask me favourite joke. And it's not a bad question, because I spend my life writing books about jokes and thinking about jokes. I'm quite obsessed by jokes, so it's a fair question. I like sort of pub jokes that conjure up a nice image in your head. I like, why do women watch porn to the end? To see if they get married. It's adorable, isn't it? I like this joke because it's very northern, very Yorkshire joke. Any Yorkshire people in? Oh, well, I'll tell it in a Yorkshire accent to patronise you. We didn't have paedophiles when I were a lad. We had to buy our own sweets. How Yorkshire is that? I got told this one, just a pub joke. I got told it a couple of months ago just by a friend, and it just really tickled me. He said, what's the difference between jam and marmalade? I said, I don't know the difference between jam and marmalade. You'll have to tell me. He said, you can't marmalade your cock up a bird's arse. I know. It's a bit much, I know. But there's a good reason for me telling you that joke. Don't you find it awkward when the in-laws come to stay at your house? Do you find that weird? When her mum and dad come and stay at your house? I find it a really weird... I feel like a child in my own home. Breakfast is the worst time for me, because I'm not really a morning person anyway. All you can hear is the crunch of toast, slurping of tea, there's no conversation, it's just awkward. Yeah, everyone's in gym jams and robes, just weird. What I've given you there, a lovely little icebreaker. Because when her dad says, could you pass the jam? Here's one for you. No, don't cry, because you can jam your...
Hello, I'm Jimmy Carr, and that was an old clip of me. That happened in the past when I was funny. I'm still funny now. Come and see me live on tour. Join in. IRL. Yeah, kids.